Okay. Hello, everybody. Let me just close this door. My dogs are out there whining for food, of course. So I was like, and I'm so sorry, I'm a couple minutes jeez Louise. Late, y'all. It's tough sometimes to do it. I just realized that it was 6 o'clock Eastern, and I didn't just realize, but 6 o'clock Eastern. So I was eating dinner, and I was like, oh my God, it's 6 o'clock. I gotta go. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. We are going to hopefully get, let me see if let me see if I can invite her to come join us. There she is, Miss Sissa. Hopefully she will be able to join us real quick, and we can start right away and get going on this discussion that needs to be told, you guys. It's a sad one. I hope you guys all watched my Lily Peters interview. Oh, I hate that I can only send 15. Hi, guys. Let's see if she has joined yet. I don't think she has. No. Okay. I'm waiting for her to join. Hopefully you guys all... Oh, my God. You know what I hate? When these freaking trolls come on and try to join a live. It's ridiculous to me. So I invited her. So if you guys want to like, share, so we can get a lot of people into this as well, so everybody can hear this story. We need to get little Lily Peters' story out as much as we can. Oh, you know what, you guys? I have my tripod out there. I should go get it and put this on there. One moment, you guys. Just bear with me for 1 sec. What are they doing, Mo? Oh, first and 5? Okay. All right, you guys. I actually got myself a tripod. Can you believe it? I actually got myself a tripod, you guys. Did she join yet? Okay, no, not yet. After you guys all were like, you got to get yourself a tripod. I did. Believe it or not. I got myself a tripod. Yay, Cindy. Getting into the actual 21st century. So, damn it, my thing just came unplugged. It's fine. I'll plug it back in. Yay, tripod. All right, now let me just get it. I should have done this before you guys were on. Sorry. My son is literally in there screaming. Can you guys hear him because of the Ravens game? Okay, can you guys, does that look okay? Honestly, because we got the tripod going on now. And does it look okay? It's like, should be steady now because the tripod's on. Going on. Okay, let's see if is DJ in here either, because y'all are supposed to be helping me out. DJ's supposed to be helping me out. Says he's supposed to be in here. Where is everybody? We're at 5:06, 5 after 6. Well, hopefully they'll join. And if not, we'll just chat amongst ourselves for the next hour, because I'm going to watch the Detroit game. So sorry, guys, we're finishing with this. We'll just talk then for the next hour. Hopefully they'll be coming pretty soon. So for those of you guys who don't know the story, about so Lisa, I'm supposed to be interviewing Lily Peters' aunt. Lily Peters is, if you guys have not watched the story, please go and watch it when you get a chance. Lily Peters is the 10-year-old girl from Wisconsin, okay? She is from, hi Brittany, she's from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. And her cousin, 14-year-old cousin, and her cousin who lived right down, half a mile down the road, she was actually staying at his house that night with her aunt, her cousin's, hi Fiomi once, her cousin's mom. And he said, hey, Lily, let's go, and play in the woods. Let's go discover the woods. And Lily was like, yeah, okay. Cause she was like a big, she loved riding her bike, all the things. And so she got into her bike and he took his hoverboard. And as soon as they got there, her cousin, 14-year-old cousin, beat the shit out of her, okay? Punched her in the stomach several times and got a huge, they said stick. I'm thinking it's probably more, I mean, because a stick, I'm thinking it's got to be almost like a log if it hit her over the head so much that it actually killed her. And this is her cousin. And then after he did that, he SA'd her. Cousin. And after she was deceased, he SA'd her cousin. And then he thought he heard some noise or something and he left. He ran home and he showered, cleaned up, and got home. Similar story recently in Boston on a school bus. Oh my God. He went home, showered, cleaned up, did all the things, and went back to where she was and pulled her, moved her a little bit, put some branches on her, and thought he covered her up and, whatever, moved her. And that night she was obviously reported missing, and it did not take long at all for, her to be found. I mean, she literally was right on the trail, and the trail is right next to, I guess, a brew pub, and next to that brew pub is homes. It's like a community. So yeah, I mean, and I'm not sure where DJ is or where she is. They said 5:00 Eastern or 5:00 Central. I believe they said 5:00 Central. I mean, let me just go and make sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm literally, yeah, okay. Well, listen. It was in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. It is so disgusting, you guys. And so here's the thing. So it obviously didn't take long to find her. And the 14-year-old did admit to it. And it was, yeah, exactly, Brittany. Okay. Yeah, I exactly fueled me once. This happened last year. And what is new within this case? I had never heard, thank you for the love, you guys. I had never heard of this case. Why it popped up for me is because just this past week, his attorneys, the 14-year-old's attorney, he's now 15, was back in court because he was trying to get it where he should be tried in a juvie court, not adult court, okay? Now, you guys, I'm sorry. He admitted that he had thought of he had thought about, hang on, let me get my dogs. They're driving me insane, y'all. Come on. I don't want to hear any barking. Get in here and lay down right now. Love them, but y'all know how that is. Okay. So, what did he do to get after what did he do to get after her? Killed her. I don't understand the question, Gabby. I'm sorry. What did he do to get after her? Killed her? I didn't understand. What did he do after he killed her? He just went home. He went home. There she is. There's Sissa. I'm inviting her in. He went home, showered, got cleaned up, went back there, moved her, and put some branches over here to cover her up. Hey, Sissa.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
I think I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can't hear you or see you. You have to enable your audio and video. Can you guys hear her? Can anyone else? You can hear her. I can't hear her. Can you guys hear me? Maybe. I know why my audio's down. Because of this stupid tripod. One moment. Okay. That's what happens because of this stupid tripod, you guys. Now I can hear you. That was my fault. My tripod that I just got that I'm still trying to figure out. Oh my God, you guys. I mean, I'm telling you. Okay. Do you want to be on camera, Sissa, or not?
It don't matter. I got really crappy reception where I live, so I don't know if I'd come in or out or not. So we can leave me as I am if you'd like, or we can try. It's up to you. I'm blinking where I'm sitting, where my picture is. So I don't know if that's me or if that's just how it is.
You're fine right here for us. I mean, I mean, you're fine. Did the Ravens lose, Margie? The game's over. Oh my God, no. Oh, thanks for the update, guys. Ah, that drives me crazy. Kansas City is going to the Super Bowl again. All right, off of football. It's totally up to you, Sissa. We can try with your DJ is here. Thank God. I was wondering, DJ, where you were. So, DJ, if you want a mod, I think that you are a mod already. I just added you as a mod, DJ. So you are a mod now. And then when we're done, DJ, as we talked about a little bit later on, I'll bring you up as well. That's okay, DJ. Do you want to try, or if you're whatever you're more comfortable with, Sissa?
How do I do that?
You just hit your picture where you are, and there should be a little camera, and you just enable that.
Okay. Did that work?
Let me see.
Nope. That still didn't work. Why is that?
That's true, Margie. If it is, it is. Believe me. Oh, there we go. We can see your pretty face now. Okay, good. Good. Hi, Sissa. Is that your? So that's your real name, Sissa, or is that
My name is Melissa.
Melissa? But everybody calls you Sissa.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you, Sissa, for doing this. And I was starting to tell the followers, about Lily's case. And I told them I did the story on it, which I know you watched. And so gave a really high level overview of it. But before we go into her case, I think it's really important, Sissa, that you tell us in your own words about Lily. Tell us, what her personality was, who she was.
You cut completely out. Your voice went completely out. I don't know what happened there, but she.
Oh, I'm sorry. My phone.
No. She was a force to be reckoned with from the day she was born. That girl there was no telling her no. Like, you'd tell her no and she'd stand there and she'd look at you and say no. And then that's how it was. Like, Lily was Lily. And her real name was actually Ileana. So, and Lily was her nickname. But you just couldn't tell her no. And from the time that she was 3, she would tell you, everybody's gonna know my name. And to me, that is like a dagger to the heart to me and to her mom, to Jenny. Like, we've talked about this. It kills me to know that, because everybody does know her name and it's for all the wrong reasons. And everybody's going to keep knowing her name and she's going to get justice. But she had the biggest light inside of her. She's the youngest of 5, and her brothers and sisters adore her. She was protected beyond belief. If I could take back the last time I seen her just a couple of weeks before she died, and we were at the gas station. Where her dad's house is and where the gas station is, there's just an alleyway that separated it. And she was in the alley and I had come out, I had gotten coffee, and she come running up and she says, "Auntie!" And I gave her a hug and she's like, "When are we gonna take my pictures?" And I'm like, "Soon." And she's like, "Take my picture." And she started doing the whole Vogue thing and she thought she was just the cutest thing ever. And I'm like, "Soon, baby girl, soon." And she's like, "Okay, I'm going to hold you to that." And of course, she got back on her bike and away she went. And I'd take that day back and I'd have done them right then and there.
And people are asking, this is, Sissa is her aunt. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, is Lily's aunt. I'm sure, we never know when those last moments are going to be, unfortunately. And for a 10-year-old baby like that, you never ever think that that's going to ever happen. And I'm so sorry, Sissa. The case breaks my heart. When I heard about it, DJ told me about it, it just broke my heart in two. I actually have a Lily myself, and it's just heartbreaking. And then it made me angry. All the emotions obviously went through me. And so one of the things so she had, so she was the youngest. How old were her siblings? How many brothers? How many sisters?
She's got, Lily's the youngest, and then it's Dylan, and he is a year and a half older than her. And then it's Kaylee, and she just turned 17 in January, just a couple of weeks ago. And then she's got Nolan, who is, uh, he'll be 19 in June. And then she's got Jaden, who will be 20 in May. And actually, her dad just had another baby last year. So she's actually got another sister that she just had. So from her dad. Um,
Um, you guys, if you could like this too, so we want to get as many people as possible in here and share so we can get, we really want to get Lily's story out. So we need to have more people in here than we have in here right now. Please. So like and share this as much as you guys can for me, please. So let's talk a little bit about that. So Chippewa Falls is where this happened in Wisconsin. Can you give the people who are watching sort of where that is in Wisconsin? Some people are asking what part of Wisconsin that is.
Central Wisconsin. So Superior, Wisconsin is all the way up north. It's right off of Lake Superior, and then down south you'd have Milwaukee, and then farther south you'd have Racine. So it's about midway, but it's all the way to the almost to the west, but not right up against the Minnesota border. It's not dead center, obviously, so it is more towards the Minnesota border than it is the eastern or Michigan side. If anybody knows where Eau Claire, Wisconsin is, we're about 10 minutes difference from there. Uh, and where this happened, for anybody who is a beer drinker, it happened at the Line and Kugel's Brewery.
That's what I said. I knew it was right near a brew pub. I knew that she was found like literally the trail is like almost backs up to that brew pub. Is that correct?
Yeah, it happened on Pig Alley. And I know that that sounds so goofy, but back in the early 1900s, the farmers used it before it was paved. They had used it from where the cemetery starts to go down. They used it as the back way to walk up and down the alleyway. And Chippewa is a valley. It literally, there's huge hills up and down all throughout Chippewa Falls. And so they take their back ways, and where Lily's aunt Lori lives and where her dad lives, it's separated by a river. It's literally 4 blocks apart. That's all they were. That's all that separated their houses.
All right, one more. I'm gonna get these dogs out of here. I apologize. I should know just to get them out when I do these because that's what they do. So, and let's talk a little bit about. I had read that the house was about a half a mile. She lived about a half a mile away. Yes, yep. This is the Lily Peters case, Rebecca. Um, she lived only really a half a mile away. I'm sorry, her dad, where she was staying, was only a half a mile away from her aunt's, where she went that night.
4 blocks.
4 blocks. And I think it's really important that we set the stage because I'm seeing there's quite a few people in here from Wisconsin or that they remember the case when it happened. I think it's important that you kind of give us a little bit of a setting of Chippewa Falls. From everything that I've read, all the research, all that it's a safe. This doesn't happen there. It's a safe community. It's sort of like everybody. It's smallish. Like it's not like a huge city by any means. Everybody sort of knows everybody. So talk to me. Kind of paint the picture of what Chippewa Falls is.
Uh, there's about 15,000 people that live here. So I mean, it's not terribly small, but it is. Everybody knows everybody, and we look out for each other. And we went to school with each other, and if we didn't go to school with each other, our siblings went to school with each other, and you look out for each other's kids, and you have kids that played sports with each other, and then like my kids are the same age as Lily's older siblings, and then Lily was on the younger side, and so my kids were really protective of her, like so protective. And they still are, and it's crazy. Eau Claire being the bigger city of Chippewa and Eau Claire, are it's we're outside of the cities. So we don't see the gang violence. We don't see any of that. Chippewa is very tight knit. We come together. I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago, actually, it was 2018, we had those Girl Scouts that were killed. There was four
Was
Girl
it a
Scouts that were
camping?
killed.
Was it a
Um,
camping?
no,
No.
they
Okay.
there was a kid that Colton True, he was huffing and he ran them over with his truck. Uh, Actually, it was very crazy. Colton True ran over the Girl Scouts. There was a 10-year-old little girl who stomped on a 6-month-old baby's head, and Jamie Klaas was all kidnapped and her parents were murdered, all within a 2-week time period.
Wow. And that was close to Chippewa Falls?
Two of them happened in Chippewa, and Jamie was kidnapped, and she that happened 25 minutes from us.
Wow. So
So
what was, I mean, I can't imagine what everybody was like then. It was like, was everybody kind of freaking out, was nervous?
yeah, everything rocked this community really, really hard then. And it showed how quick and reserved we all came together. Everybody rallied around the Girl Scouts and their families, and we came together as a community then. And it just showed how close we were then, and everything just kind of stayed together. A friend of mine that I had gone to high school with, his name is Eric Henry. I and I don't know if he's on TikTok or not. I know he is on Facebook. He wrote to our senator, one of our senators here in Wisconsin, for a Lily alert, and he started that. It's like the Amber Alert, and they had discussed doing it, and they weren't against doing it. But over the last year and a half, they have narrowed it down, and they are adjusting the Amber Alert. So it may not come out to be a brand new alert, but they are adjusting it to include new things because when Lily went missing, they were like, we don't know where she's at, who she's with, nothing. So now when they go to put out an Amber Alert, they're going to be able to include uh, information of just the child without having an abductor or things like that because all they knew was just information on her. And
Right.
so now they're going to be able to do some of that, which is a huge, it's huge just in general. And I'm so proud of Eric for doing that. And he went to school with Jenny and I. And again, that goes to show how how impressive our community is together because again Eric didn't have to do that but he did and he keeps saying I'm just one person, I'm just one man, and but he's not. He's there for us. He's there for us as a community, as our friend, and I am so proud of him. And he didn't have to do that but he did.
And one person can definitely make a difference. And Sissa, I want to because we're getting some new people in here. How you are Lily's aunt through her father or her mother?
Her
Her
mom.
mom. So you're her mom's sister.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not biologically related but Jenny and I are sisters.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Because I mean, all that I read, it was mainly about her dad. So, were her parents married? Okay. But she lived with her dad.
Yes. Okay, so Jenny is her mom, Alex is her dad. Alex and Lori are brother and sister. Lori is Carson's mom. And I have known Carson since he was 2. And all of this, and I know Carson deserves what he's got coming and he deserves to be punished and Lily deserves justice first and foremost. And he's got everything coming to him. It is so hard to still know because again I've known him since he was 2. He needs therapy. He needs to still get help for what's gone on in his head, and I know parts of the case that haven't been released, and I know behind the scenes of things, and I know things that are going to be released during trial, and it is beyond me how or why he's ever thought the things that he's thought or that he's done. And I don't understand how he's going to get the help in adult court. I know adult court is where he belongs, and that is where he will stay. but I don't think he'll get the help he needs there, which is mind-blowing to me because our justice system is broken. But I can't promise that he'd get it in juvenile court either, because they can sit and say that he will, but I can't promise that he would. And
Yeah.
whether it would sink in. I did watch the video you did on Lily's case, and I wanted to clear a couple of things up.
Please, I was just going to say, I'd love for you to tell us, because the media, this is why I love doing these interviews, because I get from what the media, and I know it's never right. So I would love for you to tell us exactly what happened or what happened. Please tell us what what you can tell us.
One, his dad did go to prison for CP. Yes, he did do it, but it wasn't as, it was wrong. I won't ever say it wasn't wrong, but it was more done in a joking manner, and he still got popped for it. Like, he took heads of 17-year-old girls and he photoshopped them on bodies and then made jingles out of it, and that's what he got in trouble for.
Okay.
So it was weird and it was screwed up, and he shouldn't have done it. And yes, he was a perv and he was a jerk, and he belonged in prison. Either way around it, he still did it, and he did whatever. And beyond that, he did other stuff which was wrong, and so therefore the other shit he did with it, he still belonged in prison for that other stuff.
So before we move, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to make sure I ask you a question about him before we move on to something else. So go ahead if you want to still talk about him. I just want to make sure I ask you a question.
Go ahead and ask.
Okay. Because he was in 3 years probation, right? Is that what he's got the ankle monitor or whatever for 3 years from that, which I agree. Listen, I know it's not maybe as bad as what others have had. It's still not right either way. It's really not. But I have heard from several people that allegedly are from that area who said or think or whatnot, and this is why I want you obviously know the family, your family, that they think that the father might have had something to do with it, or they think that that's why Carson had these issues is because he actually saw things that was on his father's computer. His father had talked to him, had even put off like the do not disturb, and people yet still. I'm curious as to what are on that. I want you to his name or clear up what people think, because you obviously know this is obviously out there. So go ahead.
Carson didn't have enough access to Adam for him to have stumbled across anything like that, because Adam went from prison to a halfway house. Carson wasn't allowed to live with him, so he couldn't have had access to Adam's things for that to be a possibility. Now, before we go any farther, I will tell you, Adam is dead. Adam was found dead in a motel room in December of 22.
Wow.
And they haven't quite clarified if it was self-induced or if somebody did it to him. They had no funeral, and it was, when they ran a article in the newspaper, they almost made it seem like somebody gave him a hot shot.
Really?
Yes. And his family did not give him a funeral. The police still have, it was really, really hanky. Like, I don't hold it past somebody to have done that to him. Yeah.
Adam is, you guys, I want to clarify, Adam is not Lily's father. Adam is Carson's father, Lily's cousin, the one who is in jail right now, who's waiting trial for Lily's murder. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to clarify that because people are getting confused in the comments. Sorry. Okay. So that is not public knowledge, and I could not find that anywhere. In fact, no, I don't think very many people know that at all.
So, and there's nothing stopping me from saying that, and it is public knowledge, but just not very many people know it, and they're not broadcasting it. But yes, Adam is dead, and he's dead because of drugs. And whether he administered those drugs, I don't know. but I don't think he did. I don't think he gave them to himself because he was found in a hotel room with them. He was living in a halfway house, and again, he went from prison to a halfway house. And Carson did see him. He did get to have visitation with him, but he didn't have access to a lot of his stuff. Carson was a very quiet and reserved kid. And they always say it's always the quiet kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
You don't think then, and then we'll move on from him. You don't think that Carson at all then was influenced by his father in this way to do what he did to Lily?
not by what, not in that sense. No, I think maybe the fact that Adam was in prison by itself, and by the fact that he was robbed of having a father at home with him. I think a lot of it had to do with the home he grew up in wasn't stable. And I love Lori to pieces. She's a very good woman. But that home life was shit. I hate saying it that way, but it was shit. He watched his stepbrother die. His Lori's boyfriend's son, Isaac, OD'd.
And he saw that happen. Did Carson see that happen?
Yeah.
Like it happened in front of him?
Yeah, they all woke up to it. There was a house full. And then a year later, Isaac's brother from his mom, not from his dad, who happened to be Carson's friend, shot himself. So he lost his friend because Isaac had died the year before, and he shot himself on his birthday. So this kid has dealt with a lot of death, like a lot. Like his mental health wasn't there. Like, and I'm not giving this kid an out. I'm not giving him an excuse, but this kid has had a lot. Like his dad went to prison. He was in the house when his brother OD'd. His older two brothers have OD'd. They're alive, but he's watched them OD. That house has had so much traffic of in and out, so many jail stints. His dad went to prison. It's a shit show, to putting it nicely.
And Carson never had any type of therapy that you know of. And what about CPS? Was CPS ever involved? Do you know, were teachers did teachers ever talk to his parents? Did they ever have any concerns? Child Protective Services did anybody ever look out for Carson? Again, I don't want to make excuses for him. I'm not. What he did was horrible. But I'm just wondering what led up to him doing this, and if anybody was looking out for him.
They were never involved enough to take away. Lori had always had custody. And he's got two younger sisters. Their names are Harmony and Sydney. And his sister is the one who turned him in.
Okay, just so people who are wondering, Carson, who we're talking about, 14 years old last year, okay, is in, sorry?
Literally turned 14 3 weeks before after he did this. Like,
so he was basically 13 years old, is in jail awaiting trial for first-degree murder of his 10-year-old cousin. This is Sissa, who is related to both of them, right? You're Carson.
I'm just Lily's
no,
aunt.
Carson, I'm sorry. Lily's aunt, but because obviously they're all very close. This happened in Wisconsin, Cascades, Wisconsin. All right. Carson is being tried as an adult. That's just what happened last week. That's why this is still kind of new. And so that's what we're talking about right now. Sissa is clearing sort of up everything. I did a report on it earlier this week. And again, not making excuses for Carson at all. Where was grandparents? Where were other family members?
Paul recently died in the last couple years. That's Lily and Carson's grandpa. Sherry is still alive. Sherry is actually the one who wrote a letter to the judge asking for Carson to be tried as a juvenile. Um, uh, Adam's mom is paying for his lawyer, for Carson's lawyer. She also paid, that's Michael Cohen, that's Carson's lawyer. And I'm not sure if his grandpa's still alive on that side or not. Um, so there are grandparents that are still very much involved. They're still alive. They're still around, and uh, I'm very very disappointed in our DA here in Chippewa. When they did the reverse hearing waiver, he didn't fight. Uh, uh, Newell is his name. He through the entire thing, he didn't fight up against Cohen. Cohen went in there and mopped the floor with him. I seriously thought that it was going to end up in juvie court. Like, I sat there and I watched, and Newell just sat back, and he was supposed to have an answer by January 8th, and when they didn't, and it still got pushed back, and we didn't get it until last week, I seriously thought it was getting pushed to juvie court. Over and over again. And then Michael Cohen made some remark about Newell going back to uh, law school because that he needed a refresher course. And I agreed with him. I'm like, you are a piss poor excuse for a DA. Like, you got no business doing this, and you are not fighting for my niece. You are not fighting for her. She's not getting the justice that she needs. He didn't call any witnesses. He didn't call any experts, nothing. Cohen did. He called in people from New York. He called in uh, the JDC. He called in their director. He called in the people that work with Carson. And then they went in there and they tried to say that he's autistic and that he's this, that, and the other. And I'm like, really? Really? You're going to say that it's because he's autistic and he's slow and he's this, that, and the other? I'm like, so you're trying to say that every kid in this world that's ever been diagnosed with being autistic, that they get to run out and sodomize and murder somebody? No, that's bullshit. Like, I was so mad. And I know I'm starting to yell and I probably shouldn't cuss, but there is so much wrong with our justice system and the fact that they are trying to get him off on some of that. He confessed, and the fact that his 10-year-old sister had to call their grandma and she took her down so that they could talk about it and turn him in, and that's how he got caught. The fact that a week before all this happened, he asked his mom how to do laundry because he had it in his head a week before to set this up so that he could wash his clothes because he knew he was going to do it a week before. Like,
Yeah, it was premeditated. There's no doubt about that. I
oh,
mean, I think from what I read, it definitely was premeditated. And I think that Sissa, I would love for you to, so you said there were a couple and you cleared up about Adam. I'd love for us to hear and there's new people popping in, so I'd love to hear from you and if it's too hard, I totally understand, but what you can tell us, what you feel comfortable telling us, what did happen that day? What happened with little Lily that day? That horrible day.
he, Lily knew she had to go home. She had to go home and then check in. And he offered to walk her home. That was supposed to be what happened. And so when they went to go walk home, that is how they take the trail from where Lori's house is to where Al's house is. So I'll just say from Carson's house to Lily's house instead of saying Lori and Al's. They take the alleyway, and it goes along the river, and it is a paved path. So they took the bike and the hoverboard, and it is a very, very steep hill. On the very steep hill, there's only one spot on the entire thing. There is one spot that has a path that is cut out, like where at some point there must have been like I don't know, like a glacier part that had come down and cut out like a, I don't know. So you can climb up it. There's roots and stuff that you can climb up it. And that's where he got off the bike and had said, let's go up it. So they did. They had walked up the top of it together. And when they got to the top, that's where he hit her. And at the top of it, somebody at some point had built a teepee out of sticks, and that's where he pushed her body. He hit her. He did what he did to her, and when he got scared, he ran home. Um, he put his clothes in the wash, took a shower, and then when Al started calling and asked, he lied. He sat and lied and lied and lied, and everybody started looking for her. At 10 p.m., Al called the cops, and they started looking for her. And Al called Jenny, and Jenny knew she was gone. Jenny said Jenny said that she knew then that she was gone. If Al if Al had walked up that incline right there, he'd have found her. But he didn't. He only found her bike at the bottom of it. The next morning, they went back out. It was one of Lily's best friend's moms that found her body. I've heard the 911 call, and she screamed like hearing a mom scream. It's something that will echo in my head forever.
Yeah, I can't, and I don't even, I can't imagine what you and the family have been through. And I'm so grateful that you are here and clearing up the story and talking so Lily's story can be told, because it is very important that her story gets out there and she gets justice. And I know that's why you're telling her story here today. So sorry, go ahead.
When Carson went back, he didn't go back the same day. He went back bright and early that the next morning in between them looking. He didn't. So after everything, so he went back before they went out there. So it had to have been like 5 o'clock in the morning, for between 4 and 5, 6 o'clock in the morning before they had a chance to go out there. And that's when he went back and moved the stuff on top of her. And he moved her back into the woods, but not very far. I've been there. I've I've sat up there. I've said my goodbyes. At the bottom of the hill, people have made a shrine to her. Um, but you can see where he moved her. You can see what he did. And I know that this probably sounds really screwed up, but I am so glad that he wasn't smarter than he was, because had he been any smarter, had he thought about it, he could have rolled her down that hill and put her in the water. And because that is a raging river, I don't know when they would have found her. That river is fast, and the water was really high.
Yeah. When, so when did I mean, because the family knew that that Carson and Lily were together, and you said he lied. What did he say? Where did he say she was when? Like, what was his lies? What was he saying? Where did he say she went?
Said he walked her home and he came right back because all he wasn't gone but 15 minutes. And the ring cameras up and down the street there, that it coincided with his story.
So
And
nobody thought anything. Nobody thought a thing at the beginning. When was it not until they found her that people or when did people get suspicious of Carson? Was it not until he confessed, or when did people actually start thinking? I mean, I can't even imagine thinking that, oh, maybe it's her 14 or 13-year-old cousin who did this. When does that even pop in someone's mind?
it was his sister.
The 10-year-old sister? Wow. And how did that happen?
She knew that he was the last one with her, and when she didn't come back and she kept texting her and she wasn't answering. And then Lori asked him, "Where is she?" And he said he didn't know, but he wouldn't help look for her either. And Sherry took Harmony down and she said, "Grandma, we gotta go talk to the police because Carson did something." And they did, and he admitted it right away. There was no, he didn't try to lie, he didn't nothing, he just admitted it. And this is 3 o'clock the next day. So I mean, this is 24 hours later and he admitted it. There was no lies, no nothing. He had journal he had journaled about it.
He journaled about it. And have you seen those journals, or do you know what's in those journals?
I I know of what's in them. Yeah, I'm. Those will come out. Those are things that not everybody knows about, and those are things that are haven't been released yet. So
And maybe you can't, maybe you do know this and you can't share this, or, in his journals or anywhere along the lines, did he give any reason at all why he did this? Anything? Did he see it on a video game? Was he, saw a movie that he wanted? Did he not like her? Was he curious? Like, did he give any reason at all?
he wanted to take away her shine.
That's what he said. Had he done anything like this to her before? Had he tried to hurt her before in any way? Was there any, like, did they not get along? I mean, what I had read was she went with him very easily, like, yeah, let's go, like, was excited, and yeah, I'll ride my bike, and never, like, there was no thought.
They Lily was more like a sister to him than she was a cousin. They She pretty much lived there. Like they were together all of the time. She was an extra in their house all of the time. Al had custody of Lily at the time. And so on weekends and after school, Harmony and Sydney were her two best friends, and she spent pretty much every waking moment. Um, Again, these are things that are just small tidbits, but to help with the coping period right now, um, the girls are still texting her just to help them grieve. Like they're
Yeah. I mean, whatever it takes, right, to help those babies feel. I mean, whatever it takes, whatever you need to get to kind of get through this difficult time. I mean, it just, and he, again, you said they were like brother and sister. So I'm sure that they had gotten into arguments like brothers and sisters, but he had never tried anything like this before with her. He never touched her in a weird way that you knew of or anything.
not that I can prove, not that I can say for sure. Um, since all this has happened, we've had me and a few others have discussed it. A few of us have talked about whether or not he had crossed the line or not. We've all wondered, and again, we won't know certain things until again court comes out. And again, they haven't shared uh, forensics on things that they've tested, other clothing that they've tested. I do know that the defense had her body for 6 months.
Wow. That is a really long time to have her body, a really long time. I
Yes.
mean, even when you do toxicology, you usually just do toxicology, send it off, and you still. So, did it take 6 months to have a memorial service or a funeral for her? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
We haven't had one.
Why is that?
Her parents have not, they haven't been able to bring themselves to do it yet. We have wanted to wait for court for decisions, and they have waited. They have waited and waited, and I have talked with Jenny about this, and she has wanted to wait for some sort of justice, for some sort of finality. We did her first heavenly birthday at the Agnes's table. I don't know if you know what that is, but um, it's they it's a community table where you help through the community, and we did gifts for Christmas and stuff. Her birthday is November 4th.
Okay, so he
So,
just had a birthday not too long ago.
so in 2022, when her first birthday that she had after dying, we had a birthday party for her, and we had it November 3rd, and they had called on November 2nd, and they had finally given Al and Jenny her body back.
I mean, I don't want to like get gruesome or like where is her body now? If you haven't, is she at least buried?
She was cremated.
Okay.
I think that's what Jenny had said.
Okay.
She was, but yeah, they took her. All this happened April 24th, and then the state obviously had her. They did everything. She was sent over to Hennepin County in Minnesota, and the state had her. And then the defense took her after that, and Jenny didn't get her back until November 2nd. That's when they called her. So
That
it
and
was.
it's not, someone said there was a GoFundMe. So is there money being used? Is that, I mean, is there still a GoFundMe? Do you guys need help with funeral expenses? She said there was a lot of money. I mean, is there, what do you, is that something, is that a reason why, or is that what's,
I that is a point of contention with me, I guess. I am my okay, Alex, her Al. When the GoFundMe was set up, it was set up by Lori's best friend, um, and it was put in Alex's name. And from what I've been told, it is gone. It was closed out and it's gone. So I'm here nor there. I'm not happy with it. I'm not okay with it. Again, I didn't have any control over that situation. Erin McCarthy set it up, and it was ran by her. She had it set up in Alex's name, and it was given to him. And from there, and there's been no funeral. So I'm again that I'm a little sour over that situation. So
wow. Yeah, that's illegal. People are posting in the comments that it's illegal. And then it is because people donate their own money, expecting it to go to a certain thing. And if it doesn't, then that, that's, we're not going to get into that right now, you guys. That's not our That's not what we're talking about right here. That's not what this is about. I was going to ask if there was a GoFundMe so we could help, but guess what? We're not going to ask now. Is there a GoFundMe so we can help? So we're not going to be asking that. We're not going to go there because that has nothing to do with this. That's if that did in fact happen though, that's extremely sad. Wow, Marie, that's extremely sad if that didn't in fact happen. But this is not about that. This is about Lily and finding justice for Lily and bringing justice. And so this took place in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. And so did Carter ever show any remorse whatsoever that you have seen, that you've heard, any remorse whatsoever?
The first time that he got to see his mom, he said, "Can you please tell Aunt Jenny I'm sorry?" That was what he said, but since then he hasn't, I don't know, he just hasn't shown any outwardness when he is. I've talked to Max. That's his middle brother. Again, this is Lori's got Van, Max, Carson, Sydney, and Harmony. Those are her 5 children. And when I talked to Max, he's like, "I don't know what to say to him, Melissa." And I'm like, "I don't know, bud." And he's like, "He called me and wants me to come visit him." He's like, "But what am I supposed to say to him?" I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "He killed our cousin. He killed her." He's like, "What am I supposed to say?" I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "I don't want to go see him because I don't know what to say to him." He's like, I can't encourage it." He's like, "And I don't have anything to say to him." He's like, "None of us do." He's like, "My mom is ready to." I'm like, "I know, bud."
And he's being held in a county. Is he being held in a juvenile play or county jail right now?
He's in JDC.
He is in JD. Okay. I'm going to start a poll, you guys, right now. I'm going to ask the question because I really want to know what you guys think. I'd like to keep, you guys, if you've been following me at all, you know, I like to keep my interviews to an hour. This is going to go a little bit over because we started a little bit late, because just out of respect, I know these interviews are extremely hard to do. And we've gone in about 5 minutes, 7 minutes, it'll be about an hour. So I am going to start a quick poll for 2 minutes. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that 14-year-old Carson, who is now 15, but had just turned 14 when he allegedly murdered his 10-year-old cousin and SA'd her after she was already deceased? I think that's important to know because he is facing charges for that, as well as first-degree felony murder. Do you think that he should be tried as an adult, or should he be tried as a child, a juvenile? So it's a 2-minute poll. It's going to be up in the corner right up here, and I'd love to know what you guys think. So I'm going to start that right now. And there it is, if you guys could see that. So if you guys could go post, and then we will post the results in the end. I really am interested to know what you guys want to think. Also, DJ Broom, if you want to come up, I know you said you might want to come up as well. I know you've been modding for me, which is awesome. I'm not sure if you still want to come up or if we have, you know, answered everything and you just want to continue modding, because that would be awesome. He was 14 at the time. So Sissa, I want to make sure that feel like you have said everything that you have said before we open up the floor to questions, because I know there's a lot of questions that people have been asking. I want to make sure, first of all, that everything is cleared up, because that's a huge reason, and I want to make sure we've cleared everything up. And I want to make sure that if there is anything that we can do as a TikTok community to support you and your family besides the GoFundMe, we're not talking about that, and to help you get justice for Lily. What can we do, if anything? And again, is there anything else you want to clear up? Anything that you feel you didn't say before we open it up to questions and we finish the poll?
Lily's favorite color was purple. So if you ever do wear purple, think of my girl. I know a lot of you have heard that Jenny was a real piece of work. And I know that a lot of you have hard feelings about Jenny, and I'm sorry for that. None of us are perfect people. And I know that it's hard to look past that, but she was doing right by Lily by allowing her to live with her dad because that was what was best for her for what was going on in her life at that time. And if that doesn't make her a good parent for that, then I don't know what you guys wanted from her. And I hope you guys can see that. And there was a lot of stuff going on. And and I hope everybody can just look for wanting justice for Lily instead of just holding against her parents because her parents didn't do this to her. And I hope everybody knows that.
Yeah, and someone said that makes sense. Missy said that makes sense. You're a great sister, and you really are to get out here speaking on really on her behalf and speaking justice for Lily. And exactly, Melinda. No matter what she has done as a mom in the past, if every first of all, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect, and I say this all the time. Who are we to judge, right? I've made mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Okay. So here's the results. 78% said he should be, 22% said he shouldn't be. And I think we're all pretty much, and I want to talk about that for a minute, but it's very easy and there is no handbook on how to be a mom. I love that because that's 100% true. Yeah. Maybe she made mistakes. Maybe she did rugs. Maybe she, stayed out too late maybe, who cares? Her daughter is deceased. And I can tell you that that is not what this mom wanted, no matter what. I'm sure if you asked her today, she would lay down her life for that baby girl. So we do not judge. We do not judge at all. And yeah, she made mistakes. So I appreciate you coming on here and saying that. And I do agree that you're a very good sister for doing that, for coming on here and saying that. She never would have wanted this for her baby girl. I know, I don't even know her, and I can say that. Is there anything else that we can do to help you? I know besides prayers, which everybody's going to be doing, we're all going to be, if you pray or if you don't pray, just good juju or whatever it is. Anything else that you can ask you need from us before we open it up to questions?
Um, Anytime that they stall at court, if you write letters, if you write emails, I know that our court system lags really, really bad, and we've had to write in, and it took us writing quite a bit lately. So if it comes to that again, I am willing to put out the emails to the judge and to the courthouse. I can get those again if we need be. So,
Well, we would love to have you back on, Sissa. I will have you know that, and my followers know this. I don't let stories fade away. So I would love to continue. I'm going to continue following up on this story. I will tell you that much. And I would love to have you back on to update us as things like that happen and as we can help you. That is for sure. So I want to make sure that we answer questions. There was one question that I saw that I had not seen ever, and I made a note of it, and I don't know if I'm going to ask it right because it was a long time ago, so maybe the person could re-ask it. Something about the lines of, did they ever say who SA'd Lily besides Carson, or was she SA'd before in her life besides Carson? Is there something, does that make sense? Was that?
to our knowledge, she was not, but it was. We've we've wondered if he was essaying her like that. What we were starting to wonder if that's why he did what he did when he did it, like if he'd finally decided to pull the so to speak pull the
Yeah.
trigger to do it when he did it, because she decided to mouth off and be like, well, I'm just going to tell now because you know what, you've done it enough times, now I'm going to go to my dad, or I'm going to go to your brothers, I'm going to whatever. And I'm starting to think that's might be what it was.
Yep.
So
Okay. You guys, if you I asked if he had done things to her before. Most kids won't tell, maybe. Yeah. Do you that's, and I think that Sissa just answered that, Crystal. If not, please let us know. He was 13 and tried as an adult. Yeah, of a 4-year-old. Yep, Lisa. I think the way that it's going, Carson is going to be tried as an adult. I really, really honestly think that. You guys, there were a bunch of questions before. If we did not answer your questions, let's try to get those back in the comments real quick, because we're at just about an hour right now. And is there knowledge of Carson being abused in any way that you know of?
no, he was not. And not not sexually or physically. He, as much of a shit show his house was, he was loved. He was taken care of. It just he grew up in a flop house. Like there was drugs in his house. There was in and out. It just too much going on in that house, and
But he was
I
loved.
hate
But he was
ill.
loved. But
Yeah.
he was loved. He was fed. He had a roof over his head. He had clothes on his back. He was going to school. There was just a lot of shit going on. Things that a 14-year-old shouldn't be exposed to. But he wasn't abused that you know of. He wasn't hit. He wasn't essayed. None of that. Okay. Um, let's see. Could his little sister, I think that I'm asking this question, Marie, right? If I'm not, please. Do you think that maybe Lily said something to his little sister? So maybe she knew what happened, and that's why she said what she said about going, to the police.
I think that that's a very good possibility because if Lily was essayed in any way or molested in any way by him, my guess is so were his sisters
Yeah.
because of the situation, how those three girls were. Sydney and Harmony are a year apart. And the situation in that house, the way that they are, and the way that Lily fit into that situation, there was no separating them. Like they were three peas in a pod. Where one was, they all were, all of the time.
Yeah, she was basically, like you said earlier, she basically lived at that house. They lived 4 blocks away. She was there all the time. Missy wants to know, what do you think? Do you think Carson should be tried as an adult? I know this is a difficult one for you to answer. We've talked about this a little bit.
I do. I just really hope that because of his age, maybe they will actually give him help. And I'm hoping that being as young as he is, that they'll keep him in JDC until he's 18 and then move him to an adult prison when he turns 18, and being in juvenile prison until then, he'll actually get the help maybe he needs until he turns 18 instead of throwing him at 15 into an adult prison because he's tiny. He's not a very big kid. He's gonna get eaten alive when he gets there. So I really hope that he can get some sort of help.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, where he ends up, the hope would be that he would get help. He clearly needs help. So whether it's juvie or it's in the state prison system, I mean, I say this with all prisoners, quite frankly. Whether or not you are in prison or wherever you are, there should be some help available. Um, Jaybird wants to know if there were any red flags now that you're looking back on Carson.
Other than him being overly quiet and just being overly shy, because they always say it's always the quiet ones.
Yeah.
I guess him being overlooked all the time, and maybe he should have gotten help because of his dad being in prison for what he was in prison for, and they all should have gotten help. His brothers that OD'd and the one that died, they all should have gotten help. And I'm really proud of his brother Max. And if Max, if you're on here and you're hearing this, I'm proud of you, buddy. I am so proud of you for getting treatment. I am so proud of you for going to the halfway house. I stay sober, bud. I
We're
love
all proud of you.
you.
Stay sober, Max. Stay
Yeah.
sober. It's important.
He is finally getting the help he needs. I am proud of him, and I'm hoping Van gets it next. And I hope like hell that them girls, they're young. They're still young. I'm hoping that all of this has taught them that they can get help, that they can ask for help, that they can get therapy. I'm hoping that they get a way out.
And if,
So
again, lots of resources here. If I can help in any way and introduce you to resources through my connections or anything, I will gladly do that. And that is not just me shooting shit. I mean, I think my followers will tell you I follow through with these things. So if there's anything that I can do, DM me. Mrs. Wicked wants to know, does anyone still communicate with Carson?
his mom,
His
and
mom.
that's few and far between. His grandma Sherry does, and his grandma on his dad's side. I know his siblings write him. I don't know if they still see him though.
Okay.
And
Were
his
there
dad's dead, so
we don't know for so his mom we know for sure, but we don't know, right, and his dad's passed away as we said, so we don't know about his siblings. Were there consequences to any of his actions, or was he kind of his own family? Was he kind of on his own within his family? I mean, I think if he got in trouble like at school, or I guess this is the question, if he had gotten in trouble before, like, do you know if he was punished like at home? Do you know like if he did something bad, if he was punished at home?
not really.
He never was punished.
No, it was kind of a free for all. Like it was they both of his older brothers, all three of his older brothers before Isaac died, they they were all on probation. They'd all been through the legal system. If you got in trouble with the law, you got in trouble with the law. It is what it is. But as for being punished by their parents, no. It is what it is, and you fucked up, you got in trouble. So,
And again, we're not judging on that. I want you guys to people parent differently. I have friends who they don't do anything. Their kids are not punished for anything. And you know what? The kids grew up to be great. So we don't judge on any of that. Someone asked a question. Were there any specific, and you don't have to answer this again if you don't want to, or you feel like you can't, any specific journal entries on Lily specifically?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
Not that I won't. Not that I can't answer it. It's I or won't answer it. I can't answer that.
Okay. Are Lori and Al still on good terms?
Yes,
Okay.
and it's because they have a brother sister bond that I'm glad that they have each other because Lori loved and still loves Lily like a daughter. And she truly felt that loss like she was her mom. And it broke her when Carson did that. Like she wanted to throttle him in the worst way. Like she really just she took that so hard. She had he not been in handcuffs and sitting in the police station, she wanted to kill him herself. She's like, "What? Why? What did you do that for?"
I'm sure.
And so many people blamed John. John is Lori's boyfriend. And they
Oh, John. Okay. Oh, why
he,
did they blame him?
because he listens to heavy metal and uh
He has that persona. He's got stereotype that people just say, "Oh, look at him. He's this bad influence on Carson." So it's his fault that he did this. Gotcha. That judging that we talked about before.
really, really dark humor on top of all of that. And people okay, I've known John for years. He worked with my husband on top of it all. They took his phone. They actually took his phone. They took Lori's phone. They took the girls' tablets. They took everybody's. So when they did this, they John had no access to his Facebook. So people in his Facebook was public. So people were commenting on it after all this happened, and people glorified that, and they were like, he likes the attention. He's doing this for attention. And for 2 weeks, people blew his stuff up and they blamed him, and they actually tried to say that he taught Carson how to be a killer and how to rape people and how to this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So then they went back and they were pulling up songs that he had listened to and that he'd posted. And because when you listen to like Rob Zombie and things like that, the stuff that they had posted was ridiculous. And the fact that they actually blamed this man, he served in the military. And his son had died from an OD in 2016. And they actually blamed this man for Carson's action.
I've been doing enough of these crime cases to know that it's very easy to people to push blame on certain people based on exactly what you said, what they look like, what they listen to, whatnot. And it's so ridiculous, which is why, again, I'm an innocent until proven guilty kind of person anyways. This case, obviously he admitted it. This is a case where he's, case closed. He definitely did it. But Peyton, this is Lily Peters' aunt, or yeah, aunt, but we're almost done. I'm gonna let her go because we've been on for over an hour, and I don't like to keep people for more than, especially in a case that is this upsetting. So I just want to answer a couple of questions that people have asked. He has been charged with first degree murder. He's also been charged with child mo that I can't say. He could get life with possibility parole. He could get life. I'm sorry, not mole, ape with the R in front of it. So he could get, so first degree, that 16 years is the maximum he could face for that. Now he also faces, two other things. He could get life without the possibility, three other things: life without the possibility of parole, life with parole, or he could face the death penalty. His age, listen, if he goes to adult, if he's tried in an adult court, they don't give a shit. They're not supposed to, at least. Now, will the jury look at him and say this is just a little child and give him a little leniency? Probably. But the reality is that he's just like every other adult in adult court. They're not supposed to look at him any different than an adult. First degree murder, ape with an R. That's how it is. And those are what he's been charged with so far. And yeah, so those are the main questions. If you guys have other, because of the age, they have to be sentenced to life with the Supreme Court. I don't think so. Not if he goes to, not if it's an adult, not if it's being, Coley, I don't think if he's being tried as an adult. He's in adult court right now. Like, he's in adult court. Does he? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a lawyer, but that's what they said. All the research I've said, it says like those are the three things. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer, but I don't know about that. But we have been on for minors can't be given life without. It was ruled on. Okay, I don't know enough about that, so I'm not a lawyer. I'm not even gonna comment that. He cannot be put to death. Okay, all the media things that I've read, and again, I'm not a lawyer. I could be totally wrong, but you guys can check out the media articles. They all say those are the three things. I don't know. And I'm sure Sissa is not a lawyer either, so I'm not sure she knows either, but we'll figure it out. Oh, DJ, say something. Yes, real quick. I'm sorry, DJ. I totally forgot you were even up here, and you're the reason I have the interview. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, DJ. I suck.
Second.
Go ahead. Did you want to say something, DJ? You're on mute. DJ? Is DJ still here? DJ?
Yes. Sorry, I've been working, so.
Oh.
Hi, Sissa.
Hi, did your t-shirt fit?
Yes, it did. Yes.
I got him a t-shirt to wear for his race.
Oh, good. Go ahead, DJ. What's going on, DJ? Thank you so much for everything.
I mean, this case has been really... Yeah, you're welcome. But I just wanted to let people know that this case has been a little bit hard for me, especially because I don't know how to say it without getting choked up, but Sissa knows this. I have family down where she lives, and I have 12
It's okay, DJ. I know. This is what I mean. It's a very hard case. It's a very hard case. And I know. It's okay, DJ. I know DJ wants to tell it, but I know it's emotional. It's tough. It's tough. DJ, do you think you want to come back and tell us? You want to put it in the comments? Would that be easier? Do you want Sissa to tell? Sissa, do you think you could tell it for DJ?
He's got family down here. So this is hard for him. He's got his sister and nieces and nephews in this area, and so he's taking this hard. And I know this means a lot to him. This weighs on his heart.
Because it hit very, very close to home to DJ. Because same age, and girl, right? DJs, you said nieces, right? DJs are girl, yeah. And it's one of those things that when something like this happens and it hits so close to home and it's such a tragedy, it really impacts you. Like I have chills just even talking about it because I understand what that's like. And I just DJ, you know, I have to tell you, I love DJ so much. DJ and I have been talking a lot offline. DJ's who brought me to Sissa. DJ has helped me with a lot of other cases, is still helping me with other cases. And, you know, we love you, DJ. I wish I could give you guys both a hug right now. And so I want you guys to know, first of all, Sissa, we will be following up with you. And if there is ever a time something has happened in the case that you say, I really need to get this out, please come back, Sissa, or DM me and say, Cindy, I really want to talk about this. You are welcome anytime at all to come and talk on my show. You are more than welcome to come. I have the best followers. I say that all the time. We get shit done. I use Sean Doherty case as an example. You guys are the reason that they got 2 free investigators for free to help with that case. I have the best followers in the world. I really do. I love my followers. So we get shit done. That's the truth. We do. We get shit done. So if you need help with anything, you come back and let us know. You just want to talk about the case, you want to update us, you're more than welcome. DJ, you know we love you. Yes, you don't have to apologize for anything at all, DJ. We understand. It's a difficult case. You know you're always welcome to come and talk as well. Love you. Love all of you guys as well. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to do an update. I'm done for the night. I had a couple other stories. I had a little bit of an update on a couple other things, but this is a lot, weighing heavy. So let's all go and decompress.
You all for everything and all of the support. I appreciate you all. And DJ, we'll talk soon. And Cindy, thank you for everything.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being, I know it's not easy. So thank you for your grace and thank you for sharing little Lily's story to all of us. I know that I'll be praying. I know lots of these followers will be praying that there is justice for Lily. And every time I wear purple, I will absolutely be thinking of little Lily as well. So thank you guys all very much. Thank you to everybody who watched. And this will also be posted on my YouTube channel for all of those who have not seen the whole thing. It will be on my YouTube channel, same name. So you guys can watch that a little bit later in the week. So with that, you guys all have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening. And thank you guys all. And we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night.